No, they can come if they want.
If we stop, do they stop?
In this situation, since you're outside of Foghaven now, no, they'll keep approaching you.
I guess we'll.
They don't have their weapons drawn
Yet.
I guess we take up advantageous positions.
Well,
whatever that means.
You could certainly attempt to take advantageous positions. I have revealed a new map.
Have you? Ah, the basic battle.
Yes, battle map. That's a map where you can copy your tokens and appear in that highlighted square. Yes.
Damn it.
There is no escape, Fargus. There is no escape.
Place your token in the highlighted square.
Yes.
Highlighted area.
You cannot begin the simulation until all tokens are in the highlight.
The advantageous position Manaki wanted to find is actually a force field that was just randomly sitting in a grass field.
So you see all the time he's been walking.
Animated square right here.
You see all the time he's been walking. He's been doing a shield ritual to put a force field up.
I mean,
dwarves want to die.
I mean, if you want to be in the square back here, that's cool. It's fine.
Yeah, you know, I'd be.
So you were walking in front of us, is what you're saying, Manic.
You're taking point.
Well, I mean, I imagine if we stop up, he can just go a little
My
behind
point
the
is,
others.
we're taking point. This is what this says.
What? No, we stop up, right?
Well, but
I don't think they've been walking this close to us the entire time.
No, they haven't been. If you guys stop walking, though, then they would keep approaching
this
you.
Close.
Yes. You basically, to get within a comfortable speaking distance instead of like attempting to shout at you. And this dwarf here that I've labeled a bit, these two soldiers who are labeled as such do have warhammers, which they're not currently wielding. And the one that I've labeled as speaker, he might be a little intoxicated even for a dwarf, which is saying something, and he begins to speak with perhaps the most obnoxious voice any of your characters have ever heard. Alright then, Tempus, that's your name, yeah? And he points with a gauntleted hand. Tempus, that's you, yeah? Tempus? With your Tempusy things, Tempus?
Tempus just looks and just nods.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Tempus. Seems you're a very interesting being, Tempus. Malleator, what does that even mean, right, Tempus? So interesting, Tempus. Look at you with your... Yeah, look at you, Tempus.
And look at you, you inebriated twat.
Fargus moves up to whisper to Tempus, like, is there any way this will end civilized?
Tempest just sort of looks over and just looks at the rather inebriated dwarf and he says, have you ever known a specifically drunk dwarf to handle themselves very well?
Right in, completely like blowing past what you guys are attempting to converse. You, Tempus, are wanted, in particular, by a certain merchant whose things you have nicked. Because of course you have, because look at you, Tempus, with your whole nicking in your
What has he
hands.
stolen?
Well, for starters, a rather glorious bottle of dwarven brandy. Finest in the land.
Tempest is just keeping a locked gaze with the speaker.
Stole his dwarven brandy.
The other dwarves for their part, they don't appear to be like intoxicated. They're just letting the guy get out. Like they've endured his speaking before. Like this is kind of like a thing for them. Like they're a traveling party, and this is one of his hiccups.
He's the high charisma player.
Yes,
That's his one unique thing.
that's right. So he always speaks while he's inebriated. That's his unique thing. So yeah, a pretty sum there for just you. To capture you and bring you back for your suspected crimes. And I certainly suspect many things. So, me and my boys here, I'm out here doing a business here in Foghaven. We come across you, and you are like gems from the very earth itself. Now, we don't have a quarrel with any of you others, so you can just step on over here, and he like motions to the left with those gauntlet hands. Step on over there, and he motions to his right. This is just between Tempus and us four right here. We don't have any quarrel with you. Not gonna harm any of you. Just step aside. This is legitimate bounty hunting business here, taking a wanted criminal back to
Give us a minute.
give you blood. Like the speaker like looks back at the others and
Tempus,
they like
did you
shrug.
steal that wine?
Tempus, sort of looks over and goes.
You do tell me the truth, Tempus.
Tempus sort of, Tempus takes the bottle out. He goes, I did.
May I interject? It's not wine but brandy. Looks to Dwohurim.
Have you
You think
stolen
this-
many more things, Tempus? Are you, as they say, a wanted criminal? Not to be taken for study, but for crimes you've done.
If he is, then it shouldn't be a drunk dwarf who brings him to justice, should it? I mean, Thomas shrugs.
So,
I have a feeling there might be more than one layer of complexity here. Looks at Tempus, looks at the rest of you.
And we sort of need Tempus now. There are bigger things at stake here.
Yes, we can think about the law some other time. At this point,
I'm sure
well,
you'll all love him and miss him and come visit him right in Newport. But if you could just step on over to the left, motions left, step on over to the right, emotions to the right. My 4 buddies, well, my 3 buddies and I, well, I'm actually my own buddy, and I are gonna take care of Tempus and cart him off to Newport. Please, if
as
you
it
would be
happens,
so
we
kind.
already captured him, and we have him in custody, and we'll bring him as soon as we're done with him. Don't worry.
I want you to make a charisma-based sort of deception-y type check on the doors, please.
Sure.
Tempus is just sort of staring at the bottle of brandy, wondering if he has indeed
17.
been captured.
Well, they murmur about it, and then like one of the dwarf that's next to the speaker like elbows him and points specifically at the bottle of dwarven brandy that Tempus is holding. The speaker looks at it and says, "No, I don't think that's true at all. You'd have them all in restraints and ropes. You don't just have someone go with you all
Fargus.
peacefully."
Fargus will cast Spark on the speaker.
All right, initiative.
okay.
That means switch to
That
combat.
is initiative. They are
Yep.
not surprised.
I was trying about to shut them up, and then like suddenly Manaki jumped in. It's like, oh.
But
I'm tired of this charade.
it didn't have to come to this.
It was going to come to the
Have to come to violence.
Says you.
It would have.
All right, go ahead and roll initiative then, you folks. No, they are not surprised. They're expecting a combat situation.
Just don't talk to me about how good life is.
Well, they're threatening his life. Time to make him a slave.
There's no threatening his life at all. They're gonna take a wanted criminal.
He was a criminal.
No.
But it's the law. It's illegal to steal things.
What does he need the brandy for anyway?
What the fuck? What kind of fucking optional justice is this shit? Well, Fargus,
You sound mighty druidic.
I know, yeah, that sounds awfully like Ajax to me, guys.
They don't need to live anyway.
All right,
You
well,
didn't have to come to this, Ajax, please, not
No,
my
that's
son.
not what I meant.
He doesn't need life.
You know, he might have broken the law on numerous occasions, but right now he's one of the 5 people who actually wants to help this entire town.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
the gods have smiled upon Fargus. He does get
Yeah,
to go
sure.
first.
Alright. Let's see. Yeah, he's after me, so I will cast Spark this first round on the speaker.
Okay, go for it.
Oh,
That is
God.
not a hit. Let me go ahead and deal 2 points of damage to the speaker.
Yep.
And there's a cry of alarm. They're trying to kill us!
Sorry, we have a druid with us. You know how they are.
Alright, it's now time
Don't
for
take
the
it like this.
the dwarf gadgeteer's turn. This one who's over here. He actually lifts up, sort of, it appears to be almost in a sheath unto itself. But it is a device none of you can say you've really seen before. but it's something that you would have heard about and you would have read about. He's gripping a cylindrical-like thing, almost like it has like a hilt that he's holding in a calloused hand, and there appears to be some sort of lock mechanism, perhaps a trigger device, which, as he is aiming this at Fargus, he presses down on this trigger, and a loud boom can be heard as the dragon pistol fires at Fargus. Because he's the one who initiated this whole, like, I'm gonna kill people thing. That is against your physical defense.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's a natural even, which means that he can target a second enemy with this attack roll. He does not roll that again. He just targets a second enemy with that attack roll. So that would be a 24 against Tempus. Would that hit Tempus's physical defense?
Yeah.
That's 8 points of damage for Fargus and Tempus as the fire from the pistol spreads out and hits you both.
Was gonna say, as Fargus misses, he sort of says like, that was a warning shot, please leave. Something like that.
Too late.
They now to be
as
convinced.
he gets shot in the face.
They now appear to be convinced that you attempted to murder them.
Yep.
Leon, it's your turn.
Well, they just attacked my friends. I mean, we attacked them. It's kind of awkward. Which one of them which one of the two gadgeteers did it?
What did you say?
Which of the two gadgeteers was it?
Oh, it
Left
was the left one.
Well, the left one is going to receive a chaos bolt.
We'll call him
Maybe.
A.
Physical defense.
That is enough to hit the gadgeteer's physical defense.
Very well. That will be 19 points of 1 second. 19 points of electricity damage. And a crackling shockwave goes back, striking the same hand he held his gun in.
That is a very, very rough blow. However, the gadgeteer is not staggered by that.
And I'm going to do nothing with my other actions.
Perhaps in responding to the whole wonderful chain of events, this is the non-speaker soldier's turn. He'll move forward to this space, and he'll send a throwing axe flying at Leon.
A throwing axe? How rude. Miss.
Why? You know
He
what?
throws his longbow.
Yes. You know what? I didn't edit that text for the attack, and we're just gonna keep it. I edited the damage and I edited the attack roll, but I
threw his
didn't edit
longbow
the
at me.
He throws his longbow in the form of a throwing axe in the form of a longbow, and ends his turn. Thomas, you're up.
Thomas sighs and thinks about what to do.
Well, you apparently had a dwarf who threw a throwing axe that looks awfully similar to a longbow. There's the dwarf up here who has some sort of crazy fucking weapon you've never personally seen before.
But apparently it was the right dwarf who was drunk and not the one who just threw his longbow. Okay.
Yes.
Move action to engage.
Okay. Dwohurim. Remember, Fargus shot first.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a change. It wasn't Dwohurim who shot first.
What do you mean? I've almost never shot first.
No, you normally start the fights at least.
I usually just try to talk to people who then attack.
You don't talk in the nicest way, I must admit. Anyway, we get on with the fight.
I'll shoot a ray of frost against the engaged dwarf.
Okay.
You want to tell him to chill out?
That is not a hit against his physical defense.
Any miss damage?
Nope.
Alright.
I'm a
That's
wizard.
a standard action. Do you wish to do anything else?
Thing. Get on here. Keep our distance.
Bravely ran away!
The other gadgeteer, Gadgeteer B, will lift up a similar looking device and point it at Fargus and fire. That is an 18 versus Fargus's physical defense.
Damn it.
Since that is an even roll, he will also target another enemy with that attack roll, which will be Tempus. That's an 18 tie, so that would hit as well. Both Tempus and Fargus take another 8 points of damage, as the fire from the roaring pistol scatters out and hits you both.
I am
Thanks,
staggered.
Fargus.
You're welcome.
Admittedly, they were going to shoot you anyway, Tempus.
I'm trying to help you,
They,
goddammit.
they did not have their pistols drawn until Fargus fucking fired.
Let's be honest, they'll get him in like a drunken brawl or something.
Tempus, it's your turn.
Alright, Tempus is, he's quite burned and singed now. Badly.
Your flame on your hat.
Tempus is going to go up and to engage this guy.
Alright.
And give me a second. He's not got any ongoing damage. Let's try the new attack. Let's try Bleeding Strike.
Okay.
And give me a few seconds. I'm just double checking something I've got here. Right, so we roll 1d20 plus 5 plus 2.
That
AC?
does hit his armor class, but that is not an even attack roll. That's an odd one.
Yeah, okay, so that's 2d8 plus 5? Yes.
And you are
Oh
engaged.
yeah, I am engaged with him as well, so roll 1d8. An additional 4, so 17 points of damage.
All right, a brutal blow into the armored dwarf. He is not staggered by that, but that certainly is dark times for him. Okay, and then the speaker's turn. Who is pretty committed to that whole idea of trying to hit Tempus. So he'll pull out his sturdy warhammer and move to engage with Tempus. Let's go ahead and swing that. So 22 versus Tempus's AC. That would be a hit for 10 points of damage, and that is a natural even roll, so you are dazed. Save ends. And when you're dazed, you take a -4 penalty to your attacks.
I'm dazed and staggered.
Yes. The escalation die goes up to 1, and the speaker says, "Right, we'll forget the whole business. Just put down your weapons. We're taking Tempus. No one has to die here." And we start with Fargus.
We're not letting you take him. We need him. He's far more valuable to us than he is to you.
500 gold pieces says a lot, buddy.
The lives of an entire town says more.
How did you get a bounty of 500 gold pieces?
500 gold pieces wouldn't stop a dozen dwarfs from drinking.
Oh god. Let's
So that seems like the appropriate way to respond.
So are we on a plains right now, forest, or?
There are some trees nearby that would qualify for forest. You're certainly in a plains environment, though. And if you have something that can pull from the water, Full Catch Bay is pretty much right outside of you. You're walking close to the shoreline.
Oh, I see.
Have some fun.
No, that's not very useful here because half of them are ranged. But I'm gonna cast Heat Metal on the dwarf speaker.
Okay.
+1.
That most certainly does hit his physical defense. Oof.
So 16 fire damage and 10 ongoing fire damage.
Oof. Oof. Well, good
And
thing he only
base
took that
of
2
okay.
damage from you earlier. Let's see, 43 minus 16. Got it. Oh. And then 10 ongoing fire and dazed. Save ends both. Got it.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and add a dazed effect, and I don't have an ongoing damage effect. I'm sure you'll let me know.
I will. Is it on his or my turn?
He'll take that damage at the end of his turn before he rolls a save.
If I
Could give him like a red halo.
Yeah, then I'll move back
I
here.
could give him a red halo, I guess. I remember that being done last session. Alright. So, the Gadgeteer is not fucking fooled by your attempts to move away from him at fucking all.
No!
And he clearly sees you as the instigator for everything. He will move over here by his lonesome and he'll lift the dragon pistol after very, very, very quickly and expertly handling whatever the fuck the device is, and fire it again at Fargus.
Damn fast reload.
That is a
Holy
27. That is not an odd result. That is not an even. Excuse me. It's an odd. So only 8 damage on Fargus.
Only.
The Gadgeteer ends his turn, saying, "That's what you get for trying to murder us, man." Leon, it's your turn.
If I wasn't about to strike him, I'd thank him for moving closer so I could hit him. With no penalty. So yeah, I'm going to attack that Gadgeteer
All right.
with another Chaos Bolt. That's versus his physical defense.
That will hit his physical defense.
That'll be 3d6 plus 3d8. Sorry, plus 4, which is 18 points of damage.
Oof.
That is 18 points of electricity damage. Once again, zapping into his gun and then into his hand. Also, I got granted K+. If he gets staggered by this, he takes damage equal to my level as well.
Alright, he'll take that damage too. He is very worse for wear after these 2 Chaos Bolts have ripped into him. He's most certainly lost morale here, despite doing a number on Fargus.
Yeah.
And you know, I think Leon's good where he's standing.
Alright.
He likes his position.
The soldier engaged with both Thomas and Tempus. I'll look between the two, and then look over at Tempus. He already just threw his longbow throwing axe, so that didn't work so well. He's gonna swing at Tempus with his sturdy warhammer. That will be a 19 versus Tempus's armor class.
Yeah.
You could activate your ring.
Can I do? I thought I have to do that as quick action on my turn.
No, that's a free action. You could activate that now.
Okay, I activate that now.
That would be just enough, basically like a little shimmering halo thing, and the warhammer bounces off at the very, very, very last second. The soldier is a little bit disappointed by this. I had it using magic. Bunch of magic users.
Yep.
Thomas,
I like
your
magic.
turn.
Thomas is going to try to hit the dwarf soldier, kind of mostly attacking with the flat side of his axe because he doesn't want to murder lawkeep or pseudo lawkeepers anyways. That is a 21.
That will hit. Holy shit, that damage.
That was max damage, I think. No, almost.
He is staggered.
And then Tempus. I think you should hit him too.
Which one am I hitting?
This one. Well, anyone really, but you should probably hit this one.
Okay.
Autobata swing.
Well, basically, oh.
You get a -4 because you're dazed.
Right. -4.
23 is still good enough to hit, and that'll drop him to -2 before your sneak attack damage.
Oh, cool. So still got my sneak attack for my turn. Cool.
Okay, so now I'm not engaged, so I could use my move action to engage this guy, right?
You
This
could,
guy?
yes.
Or this guy, rather. Let's engage
In
this
which
guy.
case, they'd be forced to shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Not
So Thomas basically knocks the dwarf soldier around the head with the flat of the axe, and then Tempest just stabs him in the stomach.
Just
or
to
something.
check to confirm, Tempus did want to kill this guy, right?
No, knock
Okay.
him out.
All right,
Okay, good.
all right. Dwohurim, it's your turn. What you got for me, Manaki?
A lawnmower, apparently.
Just in case you didn't know that you're muted, you're muted.
I didn't know.
Okay.
I'll go here and I'll Ray of Frost him. I'll try to anyway.
Who are you for Ray of Frosting? The Gadgeteer?
Yes.
Okay.
That is then that my plus my level. Plus the escalation die.
Yes. That is most certainly enough, and if you want to kill him, you can do so.
No,
He'll be
kill him.
laying down on the ground bleeding.
Simply make it so cold around his that he goes into a bit of a. He basically falls asleep.
All right.
Yeah, from the cold simply being his blood contracted to his inner organs.
the Gadgeteer, who is currently standing, with whom Thomas is engaged, will actually raise up a thick blade instead and attempt to, well, before he does that. That's a successful disengage. Fuck you. No thick blading you. No, he knows what he wants. Despite all these people falling down, he knows who tried to murder his friend. He's lifting that gun and pointing at Fargus. As a 16 versus Fargus' physical defense. Fargus drops to 0 hit points.
Yep.
Fargus is now dying.
Don't worry, Thomas is still standing.
Unfortunately, he's further than nearby though.
Yes, he cannot strike anyone else. No, you can target a second enemy with that attack roll. Fantastic. Leon is sort of in the way in that Leon would take 8 points of damage too. That is a natural even on his attack roll.
Okay, so that takes me to 32 points of damage. I know I have my next target decided.
Yes. Tempus, it is your turn now.
Right, so this guy's just dazed. I'm dazed.
Dazed and on fire.
He's
Everyone's
dazed.
dazed.
He's dazed and on fire. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go with a tumbling strike.
Okay.
Tumble.
So. Right, I'm going to attack this guy
Right.
first off. So
Strike first, then tumble.
1d20 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1
And then -4 because you're dazed.
minus 4 because of the daze.
18 is not good enough to hit his armor class.
However, 1d20 plus 5. Oh.
It's not good enough to disengage.
So, as part of my movement action to disengage,
He still takes 2 damage.
You will still
and
take
I still get a +5 because it's my movement, because you gain +5 to all disengage checks I make this turn.
Absolutely, I agree.
So there we go.
Success.
Oh, a disengage. And
Alright.
I'm safe.
Yes, now you can roll a saving throw. That you shake off the daze. You're no longer dazed. The soldier, who is on fire, will chase after you, saying, "You get back here, Tempus, with your I'ma temper you, Tempus." Ha 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 ha. 26 versus armor class.
No, I have momentum.
You do.
No, I don't.
Actually though, it
Yeah,
hasn't
you
been
did miss.
it hasn't been a full turn yet though. Since he activated the ring.
He passed, even though he has the ring, though, that's still,
Yeah,
he only has 20 AC. That's a 26
Yeah.
attack roll.
Yeah, I didn't. It's important. But
That's 10 damage on Tempus, and you're dazed again.
Wait, no, I actually did hit. So I hadn't been hit in between. So I still have my momentum.
Right,
to
you
go.
had that basic melee attack that you hit.
Yes.
With. Okay,
Yes.
so yes.
To go.
Alright,
No!
so 5 points of damage, and you're dazed.
9.
For some reason, these guys want to kill you.
No, they don't.
Well,
Escalation dice, too.
Capture you.
Fargus, go ahead and give me a death save.
Yep. No.
That's one failure. The Dwarf Gadgeteer
Can't
lies
critical them.
bleeding on the ground. Leon, it's your turn.
hey, that dwarf just shot me.
He did.
Chaos Bolt.
That will hit his physical defense.
That is 20 points of 20 points of negative energy damage.
He went from not being damaged to being damaged.
Also, there are no nearby staggered enemies to deal that damage to.
Alright. Soldier lies bleeding on the ground. Thomas, it's your turn.
Well, Thomas is going to go over here, engaging this guy, and he's going to try to stab him again.
I knew Asthma Man would not remind me to take that damage and roll saving throw
Damn
for
it.
the dazing effects and the
I thought about it when it was.
Alright, he doesn't save.
That's a 22
Yeah, that fucking hits.
for 17 points of damage.
I thought you were useless in
Holy
melee. You
shit.
told us you were
Yeah,
useless
what the
before.
hell?
I'm rolling good for some reason. weird.
Those are pretty high numbers on a 2d8 plus 2 plus
I
1.
know, right?
Yeah, he is staggered. He is fucking staggered.
I get 2 more points that I can't use because you're all too far away.
I'm right here! I'm right here!
Dwohurim, it's your
All
turn.
my allies are too far away, I said.
Sure, I'll do a
Uh,
maximized
there we go.
Ray of Frost against the
Okay.
Gadgeteer.
Okay. Maximized, huh?
Yeah, evoked.
I'm aware.
That hit is
Physical defense.
Physical defense?
That's enough to hit.
right. Then he takes 18 damage.